of the Old Testament. Graduate of Chicago Theological Seminary. I'm a student of the New Testament. Reverend Mayor Gray, just short of ordination myself. That was a sermon, in case some of you asked. There's one lesson to be learned in the Old Testament, is that God has a personal disdain for slavery. Yeah. And God himself in the Old Testament intervenes in human affairs to bring an end to the institution of slavery. Through Moses fighting Pharaoh's desires, through the locusts, through plagues, through turning the Nile blood red, to denying the people of Egypt the harvest that it deserved, God took a personal interest in liberating the people of Israel out of Egypt into the promised land. If you believe that story, and I do as I stand here today, then I believe that God took a personal interest in making sure that the Negro was no longer in slavery right here in America.
That's right.
Therefore, there is no event in world history quite chronicled, Mayor Barry. There is no event quite chronicled in the history of human civilization like the millions of stories told during the American Civil War. Every single battle matters. Every single decision matters. Every single speech delivered by Frederick Douglass leading up to the war matters.
Yeah.
Every event, including the events of Harper's Ferry, matter.
That's right.
The Gettysburg Address, it matters. Every single chronicled event of the American Civil War, when the Negro was allowed to fight in the war, when he was able to don on the uniform of a United States colored troop, every single event in this conflict matters. Because what it says is that through men, God intervened, Chairman Brown, in human affairs. God intervened in the history of America and changed the course of human history. If slavery, the Southerners would argue, was a state right, and therefore the federal government did not have the right to come into the states and tell the states what to do. If slavery is a state right, then we need to go down here to Capitol Hill, as Mayor Gray clearly understands, and tell them if slavery is a state right, states' rights can never and will never be human rights.
That's right.
Someone needs to tell the Tea Party that states' rights are not human rights. The only way out of slavery is to change our nation's constitution by adding a 13th Amendment. And therefore, what's in the Constitution constitutes our human rights. And so why is this monument, this memorial so important? Because this marks the moment where God intervened in the affairs of the American people. It's where God himself engaged us in a way to change the future of our nation. And tomorrow, Congress of the United States will be voting on a balanced budget amendment to the Constitution, essentially to limit the federal government's ability to provide everyone with health care and with housing and with education and with a clean, safe, and sustainable environment forever. But the history of the Negro tells us something else. Tomorrow, America should be considering something else. It should be considering rebuilding 95,000 schools in this country and putting Americans to work to relieve the high-quality standards. Tomorrow should be trying to build tens of thousands of new hospitals across this country to put the sick back on their feet again and therefore put Americans to work. That's what our history says. Our history says America should be cleaning up her environment tomorrow for future generations and putting Americans to work. So what changed the course of human history? Brother Lucy, I close on this note. The Negro was allowed to fight. Is what changed the course of the history. And when the Negro is allowed to fight, when the District of Columbia has 2 United States senators in the Senate.
And you will claim who is allowed to vote. When the Negro is allowed to fight for human rights, we change the course of America. When the Negro cannot fight, when the Congress doesn't recognize 600,000 citizens in the District of Columbia, more citizens in this district than 6 or 7 states. When the Negro can't fight, when there are states who have fewer people than 600,000 people, and yet they have a congressman and 2 United States senators. When the Negro can't fight, America's always off course. So I'm here today to say that thank you for the trophy. But the fight's not over. The U.S. makes America is still a leader.
I close on this note. There are even greater Dr. Kings coming.
That's right. Yes.
I'm proud of Barack Obama. I was the co-chairman of his campaign, but there are even greater Barack Obamas coming. You see, I still believe. I believe in the power of a God who through a man had the power to part the Red Sea and free the slave.
Yes.
I believe in a God who through a virgin had the power to give birth to his only begotten Son. Impossible, but I believe it. I believe in someone who walked on water. Impossible, but I believe it. I believe in someone who gave sight to the blind. Impossible 2,000 years ago, but I believe it. I believe in someone who walked on water. Yes, he did. It's impossible, but I believe it. I believe in someone who healed the sick without cataracts and without MRI surgery, without modern medicine, who healed the sick. Impossible, but I believe it. I believe in someone who was crucified. Already impossible. 3 days later rose from the dead. Impossible. But I believe it. If we can believe in all of these impossible things, then like the United States colored troop, we can believe in a new America. We can wake up one day and actually build a more perfect union for everybody. Thank you, and God bless you all.
All right.